Hello, underachievers. I know I'm sweaty and sunburnt and disgusting and gross. I know it, you don't have to point it out. But yeah, today's video is gonna be a bit interesting. Okay. So nowadays, as we know, a lot of kids are going through the e-boy and the ego phase. Now, I'm not saying there's no such thing as an emo anymore because I know that's disrespectful to the culture, but I feel like it's a lot more popular to go through an e-boy phase than it is to go through an emo phase. If you're an emo nowadays, you're kind of a rare creature. So I went through an emo phase. You probably know that. But to be completely honest, my emo phase lasted a lot longer than it should have, and a lot of people may say I'm still in my emo phase. Had this conversation with my boyfriend this morning. And to be fair, I see where he's coming from. I still have a lip piercing, which is something I've wanted since, you know, before my emo phase. I still have a fringe, and my hair is not supposed to look like this. It's too long, so I've had to do it like that, but yeah. And I moved out of my dad's house in March, and even though I don't live there anymore, up until March, my room looked like this. To be completely honest, I wish I still had those posters, but the day I moved out, my dad put them in the bin because he thought that's what I wanted. Which is very sad because I bought special edition magazines to get special edition posters, but it doesn't matter anymore because I'm not emo, so I'm not sad about it. So when did my emo phase start? Now this one's a bit debatable. Now we could say it started at conception, but that's obviously not where life starts, so it'd be incredibly stupid to say such a thing. We could also say it started at the age of 5 when I used to cry every time my mum didn't put Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day on in the car and repeat. Literally used to cry every time. It would make sense to say it started in 2009 when I fell in love with Pete Wentz from the I Don't Care music video, and to be fair I was brought up on Foo Fighters, David Bowie and Nirvana, and I know none of them were like emo bands, but Kurt Cobain was a bit of an emo, wasn't he? So the actual beginning of my emo phase, when did it start? Realistically, if we're actually looking at it properly, it probably started when I was aged 13 to 14. I just started senior school, which is high school if you're American, and I decided to grow my hair out so I wouldn't keep getting bullied by my classmates. And of course I grew it into an emo style because there's nothing that screams bully me more than a scene queen haircut. For reference, at this point I look like this. It was at this time of my life where I really got taken in by emo culture. I had the big fringe, I had the ridiculous amount of wristbands and bracelets, and I had also started to collect band merch. It was also at this point where I started my Instagram account. I was a band account, and I used to post about Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance, Panic at the Disco, Pierce the Veil. I got into arguments with other emo accounts about whose ship was real, and what was My Chemical Romance's best album, and also the fact that Fall Out Boy were not the band that they used to be. And unfortunately, this was around the time where Dub Smash was like a thing, so I have a gift for you.
You can say I'm just a fool that stands for nothing. Well, to that, I say you're a...
You think I don't know my own name?
Yeah. See what
Huh?
you know what?
Answer me, fool!
You know, I can't talk right now. I'm gonna go. I gotta go.
Where you from, fool?
I gotta go play.
The more time that passed, the more emo I got. I started playing guitar. I got an electric guitar for Christmas one year, and I started playing it, I started teaching myself, and I have to thank Emo Noah for that, because it's still a skill I enjoy today, and I like guitar. And this was also the point where I started wearing fake piercings.
Wow!
So age 13 to 14 was a time, and although it may be a bit difficult to believe, I count this time as my pre-emo phase. Because although I was clearly an insufferable emo, it only got worse. So, my peak emo phase. 2015 was a terrible time for me and a lot of people. A great time for pop punk, but a terrible time. So of course, 2015 Noah is what I like to call peak emo. I don't really know how to introduce this phase of my life because it was quite something. So at this point I was still in school, but I had realized that I wasn't a girl, and I decided to dye my hair red. For some reason people would always ask for reference pictures for my hair, even though it was terrible, and what was worse is that people would send me back pictures of themselves with my haircut with, like, you know, the fringe and like the red hair dye, and I feel really bad about it because it was not a look. But unsurprisingly, this look was called the tampon Noah look.
Oh my god, hair goals. Hair goals. Your hair makes me wet. Oh my god, your hair. Can I have your hair? Are you actually blind? It looks like a menstrual woman squatted over my head and sneezed.
I marked this time as my most annoying time. I constantly got into arguments with people for no other reason than I was bored and didn't really have any friends at school or near me, because I was a lonely, emo, online. Literally all of my friends were from the internet, and that's fine because they're like some of my best friends today, and there's nothing wrong with having internet friends, but like it's a bit sad when you're at school and you don't really like click with anyone. I would be a major asshole to like so many people. Like I was a dick about trans guys wanting to wear makeup or wanting to wear skirts because I was so insecure in myself that, you know, I thought other people had to be as insecure as me, which is dumb. I was literally just too loud and too aggressive about anything that you could be too loud or too aggressive about. And obviously it came to this, that unfortunately for me, this was the time where my account actually started to like get a bit bigger. I stopped posting photos of bands and I started posting photos and videos of myself, and for some reason people enjoyed that more. For some reason a bunch of you decided to follow me. And because of that, now when I meet people in real life and they tell me that they followed me for years, I have to apologize for my behaviour back then. I have to apologise for what they had to witness. And of course everything I did was well documented. So, I apologise for what you're about to witness.
This is an original song by me. Jesus hates you. But Jesus doesn't hate the gays, that's because you're a pile of you're Grandma, you I can cook. It's another original song by me. Don't want to be a supporter of Donald Trump. This is an idiot. Little pussy ass bitch.
So yeah, that was probably the worst of it. Actually, being completely honest, that really was not the worst of it, but I do not want to show anymore. So where are we now? Well, it's 2019. I'm 20 next month, which is ridiculous. I'm not going to be a teenager anymore. And I do still like emo music, but I don't exclusively like metalcore and pop punk. I like other stuff too. I've branched out a bit. I don't really wear band merch anymore. I've literally been wearing this t-shirt for like the past 2 weeks. And no. I have 5 of these tops because they were £5 from Asda. And they fit well, so I don't really wear band merch anymore. I think I might sell some of my old band merch on Depop or just on Instagram if you guys are interested in that. And yes, I guess you could say I'm still a little bit emo. I still listen to the same kind of music. I still have a piercing, but I don't know. Tell me about your emo phase, or tell me about the phase you're in now, which is... Tell me about your phase you're in now. So yeah, that's about it. That's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I do want to hear about your emo phase because they're dreadful. But I love them so much. But yeah, that's about it. Have a good day or don't. See you later, losers. Gonna... Little emo ball punch. I am so sweaty. Honestly, I feel gross.